Big addition.
What's going on, everybody? This Two Broke Dads, episode 4. We are back again. Can you believe it? Two Broke Dads, man. And when I say we are Two Broke Dads, I do not mean we are broke, but we are definitely broke, which means we are too broke to let you hold something. So please do not ask. It is 2018. You need to get a job. Jesse, where you at, man?
I'm right here, man. If you guys like the show too, man, keep it going. And at JesseRican1 and tell at JesseRican to let me get my name back, my Twitter name.
Yeah, man. We was talking about that last week or the week before, man. So yeah, at JesseRican, what up, man? It's going on a few years, man. Just let it go. There's really nothing interesting going on that you can't have JesseRican 1 or 2 or 3. I mean, there's plenty of them available. Let us know. Hit us up. JesseRican 1 or hit me up. I'm Gooch, you're not. And we can broker a deal. I mean, come on.
Facts. Because I would have like 5,000 more followers if it wasn't. I think she took a lot of my followers. Yeah.
Nah, it's highly possible, man. I mean, you think about it. Like, I was reading something the other day about this dude who's got a website. He's a photographer, and some other company that owns like a cookie company, not a famous cookie company, like a local cookie company, reached out to him and was like, yo, we need that website. And he was like, nah, that's my name. And, you know, it was a big discussion on Facebook or whatnot. Funny thing is, on a bigger scale, you know, like the car, like Nissans, like Altimas and all that shit.
Yeah.
Nissan doesn't own Nissan.com. Isn't that some wild shit? Like, it's a computer company
That's crazy.
For some regular dude. So, like, it's kind of like it's a lot smaller with the Twitter name, but, like, you branded yourself as JesseRican, and it would be a lot more beneficial to your brand if you had that JesseRican on Twitter. The same way it would be way more beneficial for Nissan, the car company, to own Nissan.com. But,
right.
You know, it's crazy, man. All I know is if that dude ever wants to sell it to Nissan, I think by now they've just realized, like, yo, he's not giving it up. But, I'm a computer dude, so, you know, I stay close with that stuff. I mean, there's people who just buy these .coms and they wait for them to expire. At one point, some dude who worked at Google, he bought Google.com, and they hit him up, was like, yo, we let it lapse. And they offered him some money for it, and he was like, yo, don't give me the bread. I was just doing it as a joke. Give it to charity. And what they did was, because he was so dope about it, they took, I think they were going to give him like 10 grand or something like that. They gave him the 10 grand and then added another 10 and gave it to a charity, which is super crazy, you know. It's crazy to do. But JesseRican, if you're listening, because we know you are, because we know people are hitting you up, asking you about the show. So you know the show exists. So we know you heard. Just give up the name, please.
Give up the name. Just give up the name.
Definitely shout out to JesseRican, but you know we all know who the real JesseRican is. But yo, what's going on, man? This week, so I know you want to get right into certain things, so I'm gonna beat you to it. Tekashi and Casanova deaded the beef, so that was dope to see.
Well, they deaded the beef, but then there's something else that happened. You heard about what else happened, right?
I heard he got arrested, and then he was out like an hour later or something like that. I didn't really pay too much to that story.
All right, so Tekashi and Casanova deaded the beef, which I think is cool. They ran into each other in the club. People are saying that maybe they were trolling. Maybe they were. I don't know. I don't think so, though, because it seemed like genuine beef, and Casanova seems like not a troll like Tekashi is. But then they're on Instagram and they're spreading money. But what they do say on camera is like, yo, so cops stay away, because maybe both of them were like, yo, this is headed to one of us getting arrested, and we don't want that.
They're both recording artists. They're both trying to make money. So if their beef is spilling over into the media and it's on, it gets to the level of like TMZ and shit. So a different group of people and now have an ear out on that. You're gonna be like, yo, the world is too small. We're gonna run into each other, and if we run into each other, is it gonna be that real, or is it just we just screaming at each other and sending shots at each other, sending tracks at each other. Everybody wants to make money, so there's no sense in letting some stupid beef get in the way of people making money. It's funny. I think I know you had said earlier that Everyday Struggle's back, and I think Academics has said something similar. Like, yo, these guys are doing what they do, and not only are they providing for themselves, they provided for other people in their camp too. So to let something stupid get in the way of money potentially for a whole lot of people, it don't make sense. So
yeah, and well, Academics. I mean, let's be real. Tekashi's his go-to star guy. Like, he's the.
I don't know, man, because after the Barclay shit, it seemed like he was distancing himself from him. I mean, we all know Ag is not really, he's not a street dude like that, so if shit gets too real, he's going to back down, which you've seen.
Yeah, but I think Ag is the one who media trained him.
I don't know. All I know is this guy sounded like a real tough guy when he was barking at, he was talking to that chick, Lil Tay, that little 9-year-old girl.
Yeah.
And he was barking at her on his Twitch, so it looked real. He looked like a real tough guy. But I mean, I don't see him being a tough guy when shit gets hot.
I feel you. Maybe that's true. But he seems to be cool with Tekashi. I don't know if they're cool anymore. But then, so then Tekashi, I think as recent as yesterday, parks the car in front of a fire hydrant.
That's illegal.
And it's illegal, and he has a suspended license.
That's twice as illegal.
It's like, yo, are you serious right now? Like, are you doing this on purpose? But then,
I don't think he's doing it on purpose. I mean, my pops is driven with a suspended license. I mean, you got to get places.
No, I feel you. I've known plenty of people, but it's just the park at the front of a fire hydrant. But then, the report after he's arrested, when the cop goes to put a cuffs on him, he puts a wrist hold on the cop, and the cop has a swollen wrist now, which is, I mean, like, let's be real. Tekashi does not have that kind of manpower. And aren't police supposed to be trained? So this sounds a little stupid. This is what Ak was saying yesterday too, why I think Ak still has Tekashi's back. He's like, this dude is skinny. He can't have this manpower on a cop. So Ak thinks that hip hop police are after him. I think personally, this is reminiscent of 50, even Tupac, if you want to call him. I know that's blasphemy to call Tekashi the new Tupac, but this is what it's turning out to be. Like, we just see illegal trouble, seeing if he's going to get out of it. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
No, I hear you. Or we just have a cast of real good actors.
Right. So, but if this is the case too, I think Tekashi gets off. I think his law team is too deep, or even if he does a year or two in prison.
I don't know. I'm not even thinking that far ahead. I'm not thinking that far ahead, and I don't want to wish that on anybody. So hopefully, whatever it is, it blows over and it, gets swept under the rug, and we move on. It's stupid. Yeah, it does sound dumb that somebody of his size and stature is going to give a cop an Indian burn and all that nonsense and yada, yada, yada. I mean, you look at somebody doing something and it's easier to chop them down than it is to big them up. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. He was being reckless by having a suspended license and parking in front of a hydrant and bringing that type of noise to him if he had a suspended license. But I don't think that he tried to rough up a cop or got involved in anything like that. But that's on legal to deal with.
Of course, but my mom's brought up a good point. I'm talking to her earlier today about this, and she's like, because my pops has been said this to us, because my pops is a retired police officer. My pops is like, yo, the new cops nowadays, they're not like us. They're pendejos, which means like you're scared to get into a fight, which is not a bad thing. But my pops was a street dude, so he's like cops nowadays, they're not like us. So he tells us that all the time. So my mom is like, you know, maybe he was a rookie cop. Maybe he's a skinny cop, you know. And I'm thinking, I'm like, that could actually be a case now. Because I don't think even cops are different nowadays. Like, you know, you could be a little soft and still be a police officer. I don't know how to word it properly right now.
No, I feel you. I mean, I see exactly what you're saying because I look back. So let's rewind. Let's rewind almost, 15, 16 years, going to the early 2000s, when living back in New York. When I see a New York City cop, I think of somebody, somewhat bigger, somewhat brolic, and they don't really fuck around. Now, I was in the city a couple months ago, and yeah, I see exactly what you're saying. I seen some really skinny, frail cops who look like they couldn't take a beating if that's what it came to. You know what I mean?
Right.
Compared to
So
cops from 15, 20 years ago. Yeah, like when I think of an NYPD cop, I'm thinking of,
my pops.
yeah, somebody a little more of a bigger stature, who has some weight to them, who has some muscle, a little thick, no homo. You know what I mean? Now the cops are like mad. The cops that I seen when I went back home, I was in Nassau County. I seen a few cops at the bagel shop. Like, they look very frail and very young. But I mean, you don't have to. There's no age restriction when you want to be a cop. You can't be 16, but after 18, 19 years old, you can be a cop. But I mean, the people are just tiny. They look tiny. They look afraid of what they're doing. And I think that also is.
Well, there is an age restriction in the fact that you can't be over 35
to start.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't even think about that. Who's gonna wake up at 35 years old and be like, "Yo, I think I can do this. I think I'm gonna be a cop," and then go to.
You'll be surprised, dude. You'll be surprised. Because if you wake up at 35 one day and you'll be like, "Damn, I could retire at 55. Fuck, I can do this."
Yeah, but what did you do with the last 16 years of your life after you graduated high school? Like, you wilding if you just. I mean, I don't know. Hey, everybody can do anything. Anyone can do anything. I'm not standing in their way. I mean, apparently, NYPD says you can't start at 35, so they are standing in your way if you're an old head. I mean, but there is other options.
Over 35. I think 35 is the last age.
All right. I mean, hey, what are you gonna do? But anyway, cops are frail. I mean, shout out to the big cops who hit the gym. The tiny cops, y'all need to hit the gym and don't be so soft. If somebody like Tekashi is roughing you up, then you need to rethink things. If I got roughed up by Tekashi, I wouldn't even put that report in.
Facts.
If that was the case, at me of my size, and I'm trying to arrest Tekashi, and this guy breaks my wrist or whatever nonsense happened, I'm just gonna be like, "Yo, just go. Just go. Get your fucking license taken care of. Don't park next to a hydrant." I'm not telling nobody about that shit. I'm not gonna go in there and be like, "Yo, this kid, he was like, I don't know, he's like 165. He got the jump on me. He gave me a mean Indian burn."
Right. No, I mean, my prediction for him, he's gonna get off of this. I really feel like we're witnessing the next 50.
I don't know. You said that last time. I don't see that yet. You gotta drop more music. If you want to compare someone to 50, look at G Unit catalog. And this is before. And I know you said like the Shady deal propelled him, and I agree with that. But look at all the mixtapes that dropped before the Shady situation. Like, Tekashi dropped Day 69, and he called it himself a mixtape. It's not an album or an EP. It was just a mixtape, and that was it. He dropped one mixtape. Now 50 was a lot more hungry than Tekashi, and 50 was still doing reckless shit.
I don't know about that. We can't.
I'm not gonna compare him to 50 with one 9-song EP.
I mean, you can't. No. What I'm saying is, but he has 6 songs on the top Billboard, which I don't think 50 had. Even I don't even know if How to Rob was at that.
I'm not gonna even look at that Billboard. Like, don't get me wrong, that's impressive. But years ago, when people like 50 was doing their thing, nobody looked at the Billboard. Nobody even cared about that. Everyone just says that shit now. Everyone's just like, yeah, top 100, top 100. Like, okay, you're on the top 100. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's an impressive feat, but it's almost like we talking about the cops now. Like, music is getting soft because that's the type of accolades they're talking about. Like back then, it was okay. Get Rich or Die Trying dropped, and every fucking song on that album was getting radio play. I mean, I'm not in New York, so I'm not hearing all the tracks, but I do listen to the Hot 97 and Power 105 app, and I'm not hearing a lot of 6ix9ine on the radio like that. I hear it on mix shows. So when I rent a car and I go on like the satellite radio when it's a really grimy mix show, yeah, then I'll hear it. But it's not like with 50 when 50 came out, every 50 track was on the radio in rotation, and it wasn't even like, oh, he was recording an edited version. They were just reversing the fucks and the shits, and they were just putting it out there because everybody wanted to hear it. Now, I can't compare Tekashi to 50 Cent other than, I don't know, other than maybe his initial come up and growth and blowing up, if you want to look at it like that. But right now, if he wants to continue to have that comparison, he needs to drop more music consistently. Like putting up snippets every day, every other day, every other week, and never dropping a song. Like, I get it. Maybe you saving that song for another album. But then I look at and I brought up last time, look at Bloodwalk. That's not going to be on the album. That's someone else's beat. Just drop it. You know what I mean? Just drop the song. Like, you're not saving that for an album. You're not going to put that on a feature-length album on someone else's production. That's already on, on that guy's album. What is his name? I don't even really... Is it Rich? I think it's Rich the Kid or something like that. He already has that on his album that just dropped. You're not going to release that on your album. So why don't you drop the song for people to hear it? Like I said, and I said in the last episode too, like I played out Day 69 as a whole project. I still listen to Kuda. I still listen to Kiki. I still listen to Billy. But as an entire project, I'm getting kind of bored with it. And I'm waiting for more music because I do like the kid. I definitely think he's got potential. I'm not comparing him to 50 Cent in any way, shape, or form at this time. But I think his run is dope right now. But I don't see longevity of 50, like I said last week as well. But salute to Tekashi because everything that he's put out has been dope. I don't think I've heard one song really of his that I didn't like. I mean, I listened to that Pole song with Trippie Redd, but my turn off was I don't really care for Trippie Redd. So
yeah, I don't like Trippie Redd that much neither, man. Like it's funny. Trippie Redd is like, I'm the one who put you on, and I'm thinking Tekashi actually sounds a lot better than you, bro. Like,
no. I mean, I listened to a few Trippie Redd tracks. It's just not my thing. It's just not my thing. It is what it is. I'm not saying he's whack. It's just that I'm not listening to him. So, and when I say I'm not listening to him, that doesn't even mean I'm saying they're whack. It's just that music hasn't piqued my interest, and I'm moving on. Maybe if he drops something dope.
You know what funny? You know what story I found funny, man? I remember we were like in high school, and you guys had a field trip or something. Not a field trip. You guys went out to Cali and stuff, and then you started battling Cali dudes, and you started using 50 lines from Power to Dollar because they didn't hear it here yet.
Oh yeah, that was like back in 2000. I mean, it just goes to show you how music travels. Because I'm on the East Coast. But I'm in Florida, and I don't even hear any...
Well, that was before YouTube and all that shit, too, though.
Yeah. But even now, you have all that stuff, and I don't even hear a lot of the songs that get played on, like, Hot 97. Like, most of my music now, if I'm not on the Hot 97 app or the Power 105 app or iHeartRadio, whatever you want to call it, all my music comes from YouTube. Or I go to WorldStar, or... If I'm a fan of the artist, I'm already following them, so I know they're dropping new music as it is. But on the radio, in my area, there's not really a lot of hip hop stations, and 100% I haven't heard any Tekashi in Florida. And this is traveling, all over Florida for work.
Right.
I haven't heard any, so that just goes to show you how music travels in certain parts of the country.
Yo, there's a show out here next Friday. Tell me if you think I should go. It's Yo MTV's Raps 30th anniversary. Now we have EPMD, Rakim, Fab Five, Freddie Fab Five. There's Fat Joe. There's KRS-One. I never really studied none of these I never really studied none of these old school artists. Do you think I would just be there? Like, the only old school I remember is, like, Pac Hit 'Em Up. I remember Tupac's catalog. I remember Biggie's catalog. these dudes, I'm not. Well, Onyx is there. Only songs I could sing along to is like Slam, Slam. Do you think I should go?
100%.
You think so?
Yep.
Even if I can't sing along to the songs at the time, though.
Nah, it'll be an experience, man. I mean, I
You think so?
I didn't listen to a lot of that stuff until I really started listening to hip hop, and then I kind of went back to hear where it kind of originated and hearing some of that older stuff. And I mean, people make the comparison now, like, oh, you want to call the common era mumble rap, but what you guys did before was mumble rap. It was just different ages and different things. There was different things going on, different things people were talking about. Delivery was different, but if you listen to it, they still made great music. So if you've never listened to that stuff really and you didn't really follow them, I would still go, just as an experience, as someone who loves hip hop. You know, why not go and check out a show to kind of see where a lot of that stuff, where a lot of people now that you listen to, they took off from.
A fact, you're right. I think I'm gonna go, bro, because but the only thing that was holding me back is if you're in a concert, you want to sing along, you know, and I'm like, damn, I could do that, but I don't. I have never studied Onyx. I could get away with. Even KRS, I never. Besides the Bridge Is Over, I never really studied that much, you know.
You'll have a good time. Shit, you might end up hearing something and not realize you know the words because somebody you like sampled it or
it, right?
Or use the same lyrics. I mean, so I would go, man. Don't miss that. I wouldn't miss that opportunity.
Yeah. I think I will go, man. See if I could. Maybe one of them want to call in the show and stuff. Plus, I've been watching Drink Champs, and you know they only salute the legends, even though they caught hell for having Casanova on the YouTube comments and stuff.
Oh, for real?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even honestly, man. I told you, we talked about this before. I like Drink Champs way better before it was on Revolt. I don't know why. I feel like the show changed when it got on Revolt.
That's what everybody's saying. So, I mean, hopefully Joe Budden doesn't change with his Revolt deal.
I mean, I see that they just dropped like a 3-hour Royce da 5'9" episode, which I'm probably gonna check out. But I haven't really watched any Drink Champs since like.
Whole atmosphere changed. Like I noticed, like it's only them and the guests. They don't even have the whole crowd of people there. Like the mess that made it funny. You know, it's like the celebrity calling up and just dropping through. You know, it's not as good as a show anymore.
Yeah, I haven't watched it. I watched like 2 episodes on Revolt, and I said, man, something's different. And then I just stopped watching it. I mean, I don't know. I love the show. When it first came out, I was watching every time they dropped one, and freaking listening to it on the podcast or going to the website. But ever since it's been on Revolt, like the whole flow of the show, it just seems different, and I'm not drawn in. But like I said, I'm gonna try to listen to this the Royce joint. Definitely a big fan of Royce, so I'm gonna check that out.
Did you hear the Book of Ryan?
Nah, not yet. I'm waiting to get. I want to listen to it one time.
On, straight. Man.
Nah, I'm waiting until probably like the next week or so. I got a work trip, so I'll be traveling. I'll be driving for like 2.5 hours. That way I can give it a straight listen. I don't want to listen to it.
And Royce could sing, bro. Royce could sing.
I want to listen to the whole thing straight through. Because I feel like I'll get a better gist. Because, I mean, you always feel like when someone puts an album together, certain people, and I feel that Royce will be that type of person who will do that. Like, the album, the track list is curated. It's not just, okay, we got 20 songs, put them all on here. They're in that place for a reason. And I like to listen to an album from the first track to the last track in one sitting. You know, certain people like Tekashi, going back to Tekashi, like I heard most of the songs that were on there. So the first time I listened to it, I listened to the songs that I didn't hear. And then, but I can play through Day 69. There's no story to it. But certain artists put songs in certain places for a reason. And I appreciate that. So I want to listen to the whole thing straight through. Did you see the video? I mean, I think it came out like a week or two ago, but the video with Royce and M?
Yeah, of course.
That shit was pretty dope.
I thought it was super dope. I thought M was going to go at Joe Budden. You know, I was, I thought there was going to be a little beef because he kind of like everybody was speculating that he was going at Joe on the chorus
Oh yeah, yo, that I mean, maybe he went at Joe, maybe not. I mean personally, I don't feel he went at Joe, but yo, 2 Chainz killed that shit.
More than M though.
In my opinion, yeah. Like I listened to that track and I
I
listen to the 2 Chainz and I'll just keep going because I mean I like Fresher, but I don't really care for that verse. So I just listen to Chloroseptic, I listen to 2 Chainz, and then I'll keep it moving to the next song.
No, the Chloroseptic remix. The Chloroseptic.
Yeah, Chloroseptic remix. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like I'll listen to the track or two. I listen to 2 Chainz, and then I'll keep moving. Like right now on my playlist, it's funny. On my playlist right now, Chloroseptic remix, and the next song is Kiki.
See, that's what sometimes when you just want to be a hater, bro, because how can you're the only one in the world that prefers 2 Chainz verse over M's?
Because I think 2 Chainz killed that verse. Yo, I wasn't, you know what else too? And maybe this is the reason why. I don't really care for the last M album. So I went into that verse already not caring to hear it.
But that's what he was talking about. He was talking about the people that didn't care for the album.
Well, then he should have did a better job on the album then. Don't try to put out something hot now on a fucking single. Like, do some dope shit on the album. You put out a shitty album. I'm sorry, M, but you put out a shitty album. Like, and I'm not going to let you tell me that, oh, the only reason it's being proclaimed as shitty is because you guys didn't give it a chance. Like, yo, I tried listening to it, and I was like, yo, this shit is fucking boring. This album is fucking boring.
Yo, I kind of feel you. I feel you on that. He tried to make us feel guilty for not listening to it, right?
I heard it, and he was like, oh, and then the Beyonce this and Kalani that, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm not saying I didn't listen to it. I did. I listened to the whole song. But
he killed that verse.
No, because in the end, I just didn't, and I was like, yo, what is fucking going on? And then I just went back to listen to 2 Chainz again, and then I moved on to the next song. Like I listened to the whole song, even Fresher. I mean, I'm not a huge Fresher fan, but I listened to the whole song. I was looking forward to hearing the 2 Chainz because I remember when the track list dropped for the album, and 2 Chainz had put up a post on Instagram like, "Yo, I was on that song," and then it came out later, so I was already hyped up to hear 2 Chainz because I'm a 2 Chainz fan. So I wanted to hear 2 Chainz on it, and I was. When I heard it, I was like, yo, this shit is dope. And then Fresher did his thing, whatever. And then M came on. I listened to the track through and through a few times. And I just wasn't vibing with it on M's part and Fresher's part. So I listened to 2 Chainz and I keep it moving.
I hear you, bro. I think M killed it.
He did, okay. That verse on Chloroseptic Remix by M was better than the original Chloroseptic on the album. Like, so what he's saying about people not caring about the album because
you didn't like the message. You didn't like the message. I got you.
I didn't like the album. Nothing about the message. I didn't like the music. Like the music that was coming out of the speakers, I didn't. No.
I'm saying you didn't like the message on the remix.
Oh no.
But you thought the verse was dope.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't think the verse was dope either.
See, you're the only one. You should label this the one where Gooch doesn't think M's verse was dope. Because you're the only one that I heard say that.
I don't think it was dope. I don't think the verse was dope. I mean, we can talk about this all night long, but like, I don't think the verse was dope.
Yeah, we'll move on.
It was okay. It was okay M verse. It was better than the original version, but you should have gave me 12 tracks of that shit instead of giving me fucking garbage just to put out an album.
Oh, all right. So... All right, we'll move on. Do you want to move on, or you want to stay for a little bit? What do you want to talk about next?
I don't know, man. What's going on? You watched the Royal Wedding? That was pretty cool. I didn't watch the whole thing. I just seen the afterward shit.
Oh my God, you watched that shit, bro?
I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it. I just seen the clips afterwards. What was going on? The funny stuff. I seen Oprah was there. That was dope. Elton John performed. Big Elton John fan. Shout out to Elton John.
You're not an Elton John fan. See, this is what I hate about you, nigga.
What are you talking
when
about?
When you get older, you start lying.
I'm not lying. Why can't I be a huge... I'm a big Elton... Yo, before I really started listening... before I started listening to rap...
before and you were bumping Elton John. Never.
No, why would I be bumping Elton John? There's no Elton John tracks to bump. But you know what, though? I'm a fan of 80s movies. And Elton John, Rod Stewart, George Michael, they captivated a lot of those soundtracks. And that's why...
Okay, that's a little different.
And that's why I'm a fan of them. I've always been a fan of Elton John. Always been a fan of Phil Collins.
I never hopped in your whip and you were never playing Rocket Man.
No, I'm not that, certain people that might be their thing where that's what they're going to jam to in the car. But like, I'm not gonna just chill, going 100 miles per hour on I-95 listening to fucking Rocket Man or, shit like that. But
Gotcha.
if it comes on, I'm not going to turn it off. Like, if I'm driving in the car and I'm listening to this, like,
I hear you. If the radio says I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it Rocket Man or Piano Man? What's the name of the song? Rocket Man or Piano Man? Who sings Piano Man?
I don't know. Rocket Man is a song, but Piano Man, I don't know. There definitely is a song called Piano Man.
There is a song called Piano Man. That's what I'm saying. All right. But I got you. I feel you.
Piano Man is Billy Joel.
Oh, Billy Joel, yeah.
Billy Joel's another one,
I like that song. That's one song I won't put off. I like that song. Elton John,
But yeah, he
I don't know.
He performed at the wedding, so
okay.
That was cool. And like I said, Oprah was there, so that was big. That was dope. And they even had a black the priest was black
Everybody
too.
keeps talking about him, the bishop. And all right, so how far? I didn't watch none of this, so you got to put me on.
I didn't watch it. I just watched the recap. Like, it happened. Like, because you had to get up mad early. Like, I seen people on Facebook who were, like, up early, like, in their slippers with popcorn.
First of all, my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. First of all, everybody says you had to get up early. You could DVR that shit. My bad, bro. I didn't mean to.
Nah, but people, like, wanted to watch it as it happened. You know how people are, man. People just do this shit just so they can post about it online.
Oh, facts.
So, I mean, like I said, people were online watching it and talking about it, and it was cool. It was cute. I didn't watch it. I just saw the highlights. Like, oh, that's how I know those key things. I know the guy who married them was black. I know it looked like Queen Elizabeth was falling asleep. I know that Oprah was there. I know that Elton John performed. I know that there was a picture of, like, Kate Middleton pissed off at the kids for wilding out on the camera. Like, those are the key things that I know. So if you ask me about it, I would stick to those 5 points, and that would be it. I can't elaborate on anything else. I didn't see it. I didn't listen to their vows. From a photographer standpoint, I saw the official picture that went out, and salute to the photographer for getting a great gig, but he chopped off some limbs in the picture, which is a huge no-no as a photographer. But other than that, I don't know much about the royal wedding, but congratulations to them and many years of happiness.
Well, and also, all right, let's talk about this because I was listening. I don't want to steal this from the Joe Budden podcast, but I was listening to the Joe Budden podcast today, and he said what made him care about it was he realized that America was obsessed with Princess Diana. The paparazzi made her die. And that's why and on that sense, it's these two kids losing their mom because of American paparazzi. It is kind of a big, like, I was like, oh shit. That's the only thing that made me think, oh shit. Damn, maybe we should show a little more respect because in a sense, we killed her, right? She was killed in America.
I didn't really get that deep. But it's different. I wasn't on that bandwagon of people who really cared. Like, it popped up on the news.
Me neither.
Like, yeah, I wasn't even thinking about Princess Diana. Rest in peace to Princess Diana, and that was a very unfortunate and sad event. But I'm not looking at that like, oh, we got to pay them respect because we did that to them. I mean, I didn't do it to them.
Yeah. I mean, SNL did a funny sketch. Did you see the SNL sketch
Which
on the
one?
royal wedding? He was like, "Yo, I'm here with the royal wedding and stuff." It was Prince Harry and stuff, and he interviewed everybody around them.
Oh no, I didn't see it.
It was a pretty funny sketch, man. But Tina Fey did a great season finale. I think the Donald Glover episode was the best. There was another topic I wanted to get into today. Did you hear about this Bronx kid that won $5 million on a scratch off?
Yeah, but right before you get that, she died
Yeah.
Princess Diana died in Paris.
Oh, in Paris. Okay. But still, it was the paparazzi that killed her, though.
Yeah, but was it American paparazzi or was it French paparazzi? Because it sounded like you blaming America and saying that because American
You're
paparazzi
right.
killed
I'm
her.
sorry. I got the story wrong. I thought, because I remember, like, Star Magazine and all that. So I felt
Well,
like
because
it
she
was.
was, she was a world known, you know, she was a princess, but she was a world known celebrity. So of course that's going to be news around the world. Knock on wood. But if our president got assassinated, they would get the news. It'll be on their newspaper the next day too. So.
When do you think TMZ would get somebody killed?
I don't know, man.
Sometimes they go too far. Sometimes they go too far.
No, yeah, they do. But I mean, for these guys, a lot of these photographers, man, that's their livelihood. I mean, you get a picture of fucking, or the video. I seen a video the other day. It happened a year or two ago, but I seen a video of Justin Bieber drove over the paparazzi. I mean,
I remember
that video has probably got that guy, some bread, and they're taking these pictures randomly because they want to sell it to TMZ, they want to sell it to newspapers, they want to sell it to all these other media outlets, and potentially make some money off a picture.
Well, you know where TMZ kills the other paparazzi competition? They know where they're going to be featured on public TV, and they know Harvey Levin is going to be there, and it's not the same game as taking a picture and putting it on Star Magazine.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah, you're right. It's a different ball game. I mean, TMZ does what they do, and they're going to continue to do what they do. If God forbid something happens, it's not going to change what they do. If TMZ chases down fucking Kanye West and his car goes off a bridge into smoke and flames, like, they're going to feel bad, but they're going to continue to do what they do because the media never sleeps. It was unfortunate what happened to Princess Diana, but I'm sure over there there's people still doing what they do. Like, they're not going to change up because of that. I'm sure they probably put rules in place and maybe laws about, I don't know. I can't even say I'm sure because I don't know. It's not my business to know because I don't do that.
Hey, let me ask you this too: as PC as the world is, with Harvey being gay, does that like, if an actor says like, "Oh, fuck you, fag," or something, does that like give extra credit to TMZ because like, oh my God, he hurt Harvey's feelings?
Nah, because I mean, I don't really see anything different. I mean, people are people, gay or straight. We're all people. So you're gonna try to play Harvey, play him for being gay. I mean, you don't gain nothing out of it. No one's gonna look at you and be like, "Oh, well, that one hurt because you said fuck faggot," and this is going to TMZ. It is what it is, man. I don't think anyone's looking at that. I mean, if anything, they're gonna get more of a rise out of that person saying something vulgar. Period, not just a Harvey.
No, I'm saying by using the gay gender in general, like, oh, this dude's a fag.
Yeah, but they're not saying it. They're not saying it to Harvey's face. They're just saying it to the cameraman. Harvey's not the one out there with a camera in people's face. Harvey's safe in the studio.
Right. Drinking his cappuccino.
Yeah, unless they get on the camera and like, yo, Harvey, you fucking faggot, get your people out of my face. That's a different story.
Yo, how did Harvey get this position?
I
from
don't know. I
People's
remember he used
Court.
to be on
If
the People's
anybody
Court.
watches
Yeah.
People's Court, bro, he's still there. If anybody watches People's Court, it's Harvey outside interviewing you on a studio. So now I went to reality TV tapings before and stuff, so I know how this works. They gather people, to come here and stuff. So how does he become this head paparazzi guy? I know he has a lawyer degree, and that's why they chose him for People Court. But how does he get this head of TMZ position? Like, do you think there was auditions? What do you think happened here?
I don't know, man. I never really thought about that. But yeah, I remember him being the People's Court guy because he would be like, he'd be outside and be like, so the judge says that apparently he was seen outside kicking the dog. What do you think? And the person would be like, yeah, that person's totally guilty. And then it goes to commercial, and then Harvey comes back. He's like, well, technically they're not guilty because in the some case Johnson versus Floyd, kicking a dog while it's on its two hind legs, it's technically a person. So all's fair. It's always something crazy because everyone's always like, yeah, it's pretty clear cut. He's going to jail. And at the commercial, Harvey's like, well, you don't know about this case, and he brings it back and throws it in their face.
Yeah, I remember one People's Court episode. This guy was asked, what did you think the determining factor was? And he had like this weird mustache. He said, my mustache. The guy said, okay, you can go now.
Yo, you ever watch consider because you're talking about Harvey being gay? Did you ever watch the Gay Judge?
Oh, you told me about. I did watch him. After you told me about him,
he was actually really good. It was just, you know what it was though, because it's TV. So I'm sure he was told to be extra sassy.
Yeah.
Like they made him. I'm sure he was coached to be more flamboyant than he normally is because it attracted people to the show because he was a homosexual judge. But yo, there's one episode, I don't even want to, I feel bad saying it, but yo, shit had me dying because he was barking at this guy and what he said, it was just funny what he said, but he was barking at this guy and he kept talking over him.
Just come out with it, guy.
And he was like, Judge, and he said, if you interrupt me again, I'm gonna come down your throat.
No, he did not.
Yeah, but not like I'm gonna come down your throat, like as far as like
getting
on his ass, like I'm gonna come down your throat. But when he said it, I was like, what the fuck? And I had to rewind.
But he didn't say it. Did he say I'm gonna come at or down?
No, down. He's not gonna come down your throat, but like he didn't mean it like in a sexual way. He meant it like you gotta chill. I'm gonna get on your ass if you don't chill. But just hearing him say that, yo, I was dead. I was so fucking dead from the episode. My dude said, I'm gonna come down your throat. And I was like, yo, what the fuck is going on? I was like, I thought we were watching UPN 9. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And I had to rewind it. And I was like, yo, he really said that. But
I remember you told me, you like, yo, you watch this judge, bro. You're like, this guy, he uses a pink camera. I think something like that.
Nah, he was cool though. It was I think his name was Judge David Young. He was definitely cool, and he had a good show. I don't know what happened to the show. You know what ends up happening? I think when they start running out of real cases, then they start putting on like the fake shit, and that's when it starts to like Judge Judy. I don't think Judge Judy ever has like really fake shit.
My ex mother-in-law was invited to a People's Court. She didn't go because she didn't want to go because she denied it. But she put in a dispute with what happens with most of these, and then I seen something with Judge Madison on Craigslist. Like they were looking to hire people and stuff. What happens with most of these lawyer court shows, they'll hire you, let's say like, yo, Gooch from wherever you're from, Florida, wherever, and you send me your resume, your name and number, I'll call you. I'll say, yo, Gooch, do me a favor, go to the public office, court system, and find some interesting cases for us. And then they call them, and they say, listen, the show's going to pay, because if you pay attention to the fine print, I don't know if they pay it all, but they pay most of it. I think it's leading up to a certain amount. We'll pay for a certain amount of this for you guys both to agree to come on camera. So basically, if you're suing me for $1,000, and they'll be like, all right, well, Jesse, come here. I don't know if they take the 1,000 out the agreement. Like,
nah, but I see what you're saying. You're getting paid for your time on the show. Like, I get that.
Yeah.
And I've read the fine print. It says that, the participants are paid X, Y, and Z. And I believe, like, if one person loses the judgment, like you said, $1,000, and they were going to pay you $2,000 each to be on the show, then they just give the other dude $3,000. But at least you still walk away with a G, and you don't got to pay back. You lost. You still took a L, but the show is paying the judgment.
Well,
so, yeah,
even more than that, I think they just pay. Yeah, I think that's how it works.
Yeah, because you know what? If you put fake shit on there, you can see through it. Like, I've seen some of these shows where they have fake cases. Like Judge Mathis, that used to have fake cases. Like the other black chick, the divorce lawyer. I could tell some of these the reasons to divorce were just so asinine and stupid. And if people are really that dumb, then forgive me for trying to shit on your show. But like, I just felt like some of that shit was so fake and felonious, and I just wasn't rocking with it. When they first start, they have real cases, and then it's like, all right, the next season's here, we need more. And then like, this guy ran over this guy's kid in a moped, and then it comes on, the kid's got like a broken arm, and it's always so fake and stupid. Like, I don't really watch a lot of judge shows. I only watch Judge Judy because I respect her, because I feel like everything she puts out is always true, and because they got Harvey on there who's a lawyer, and it's on a better channel that gets more ratings. Like all the other stupid judge shows.
Judge Judy doesn't. Judge Judy doesn't have Harvey.
Oh, you're my bad. People Court. Well, Judge Judy I watch, and I watch People's Court. But yo, so you said there's a dude in New York who won $5 million, and he don't want to take the picture with the big check.
Oh yeah, okay. So let's get into the story. And it's funny because I tried to Google it, and I can't find an answer. It said, because the date was supposed to be today, May 23rd. So a 24-year-old kid from Brooklyn. I call him kid. He's still a kid. Wins $5 million off a scratch-off. This was on the New York Post last week, right? Basically, the story is he's sitting down on his toilet. He's taking a dump, scratching the numbers off, and wins $5 million. This dude loses his mind. Now, he's from the Bronx. 24, unemployed. His last job was at Little Caesars. Because I read this whole story, so I could tell you. His mom raised him as a single mom, working Burger King and McDonald's. So, obviously, we could tell this kid is not that educated. I don't mean that in a bad way.
Why? How can you tell he's not educated because his mom had 2 jobs?
Well, it was Burger King and McDonald's. He's unemployed. He's working at Little Caesars. And then, well, the rest of the story could tell you he's not educated.
For those listening, those thoughts are Jesse's and Jesse's own. I'm not going to say somebody's not educated.
No, don't be like that, man. No.
I'm not going to say he's not educated because he works at a fast food restaurant.
All right, whatever. You know what I mean by this. Because now you're throwing me under the bus. But go ahead. It's all good. I'll tell you this much. So then he wins the $5 million. Now he doesn't want to claim the $5 million, which I wouldn't neither. And he said people in his neighborhood will want to kill him and stuff if he shows his face. Number one, find out if you... Look, first of all, you're not going to get $5 million. You're going to get like 2.5, right?
Yeah.
Number one, see. And then the person who won the Kentucky, I think, multi-millionaires, got fined $1 million a day for even suing them. So they ended up with less money. This dude hired a lawyer. Now they're fighting that case. So now some of your money's going to go to your lawyer. Because now, if the $5 million comes right away, go in there with your suits packed and ready to move. If it doesn't, just take the picture and figure something out, or find a relative to live. But this is where I say the kid's uneducated from. He's so scared that he's going to have to, lose this money in the Bronx. Bro, you just won $2.5 million after taxes. That's where I'm at with it. And that's where I say he's uneducated. You're trying to make me sound like racist on the show. Go ahead.
No, because how am I trying to make you sound racist when we didn't say the person's race?
We don't know his race. But
so how am I trying to make you sound racist? We don't know his race, so you can't be racist against a race you don't even know what it is.
And chances are he's probably Puerto Rican, being from the Bronx and stuff. But you try to make me sound ignorant, I'll say.
No, I'm not trying to make you sound ignorant. I just think it's OD to assume he's not educated because of where he works.
All right. I mean, but all right. So you go ahead. I want to hear your take on this whole situation.
Even the CEO of McDonald's works at McDonald's.
All right. So I want to hear your whole take on the situation.
I think it's dumb. Take the picture, take your money, and get the fuck out of there. Like, why let that be a deterrent? Unless there's shit going on in this kid's life that we don't know, that's not being publicly, I don't know. Maybe there's something more serious that he's been doing that if anyone knew he had any money, and this is the way he's talking about it, and the way he's saying he's not going to claim the money because he's fearing for his life. Potentially, maybe there's something going on where even if he did move for whatever reason,
he owes some money.
He would still be in danger, and that's the way he makes it sound. Even if he moved out of Brooklyn,
I didn't even think about that.
He would still be in danger. That's the way he makes it sound. So, if that's the case, is he being stupid? Probably. To turn down the money that you won for something silly like that. I mean, I don't know. I don't know the situation. I don't know the situation. I don't know if there's more to it. But I feel like with that kind of money, I might be able to fix that situation.
Well, and then here's the thing. Here's where the New York Post leaves you hanging. Because I tried to Google the story today, and it doesn't give me an update on the lottery winners. So, which it was supposed to be May 23rd. So, I'm like, where do we get a closure to this story? That's my thing with the New York Post. And I feel you, bro, but I mean, wouldn't you be more? If I tell you, yo, Gooch, I won $5 million, bro, I got the ticket here. I swear to God, and so I'll pay you what, $100,000 to crash at your crib till shit blows over. Wouldn't you let me say that?
I don't know. It's crazy. I'm looking at the article, and basically a quote from him was, "Where I grew up, everybody knows me. All these people would know, and I'm afraid they might come for me. Everybody knows me, knows I'm too nice, and I don't want to be taken advantage of." But yo, if that's the situation, if the people around you are only going to be around you for a check, then you have even more reason to just get the fuck out of there.
That's what I'm
like. If you're considering the fact that people are only going to start being nice to you and only starting to fuck with you now because you got money, then those are not the type of people you need to be around. You look out for your family, your immediate family, the people who grew up in the house that you grew up in, and you get the fuck out of there. That's it. You don't deal with any of the other shit. Even if, okay, so you win $5 million, you're probably going to walk away with like 2.2, let's call it 2.5, 2.4. You're probably going to get $2.4 million. Yo, you can go somewhere nice. You can get a nice house. You can go to fucking Florida. You can go to Ottawa. You can go anywhere. You can still live a dope life somewhere else. If you're worried about people coming for you and they don't have money and they're coming for you for money and they don't have money, wherever you go with $2.5 million, they're not going to be able to reach you if they don't have money right now. So just go, man. Collect the money, win the check, take the picture with the big check, go to the bodega, wherever, because that's what happens. You go to the bodega or whatever you purchase the ticket, you go there, you take the big picture with the ticket, and then, you start getting your money. However they set it up, your payment plans. Whether you want a payment plan, you want to take the whole thing straight out to cash and rock with it, or they give you a payment plan where you can get X amount of money per year or X amount of money per quarter, or however you want to pay it out. And then you get the money and you live your life. But if he wants to take the whole $5 million or take the whole cash value of it, then do it. But then just go. Don't go. Like you said, go to take the picture and have a flight planned. Have your exit plan, your exit strategy on deck.
Yeah, of course, bro. Like, I mean,
if you're that worried, if you feel that your life is going to be in danger because people
now that you read the story, does he sound smart? Well,
it's not. I mean, I don't see anything about him being dumb or smart in here. The only thing I can say is dumb is him not wanting to pick up the money.
Well, it is dumb because, look, you don't have no guidance on somebody telling you this lawyer is going to lose you more money. He hired a lawyer.
Yeah, he's already giving away money.
To see how
he's already giving away money.
That's what I'm saying.
So he's worried about other people taking money from him.
This is going.
He's worried about other people taking money, but he already hired a lawyer who's going to be starting taking money. And most times when you get those ridiculous lawyers, they want like 30%. Like, you ever look at those fucking injury, like fucking Freeman and Freeman Law? They're like, oh, Freeman and Freeman Law, they got me $1 million. And in fine print, Freeman and Freeman Law took like 40% of that.
Yeah.
So you get hit by a car or something crazy, and then you sue the person, and then they get you a judgment of $1 million. Like, okay, you're gonna get $1 million, then they're gonna fucking tax that shit, and then you still gotta pay Freeman Law like 40% of that. So you're not really getting as much. It's easy to say, like, yeah, you did get a judgment for $1 million, but the lawyer took almost lawyer and taxes, and the government took half of that. So, yo, dude, whatever your name is, just. It says he has a 4-year-old kid too. Like, wouldn't you wanna get out if you have a 4-year-old kid? Why would you even be thinking about staying in the Bronx for $2.5 million? Like, you could give your kid a better life. Not saying maybe, but then again,
this is what I'm worried about during the whole shit. Yeah,
maybe I'm talking reckless because maybe he's living somewhere nice. But the New York Post article starts off saying he's the luckiest man.
He's not living somewhere nice. He's not living somewhere nice.
So then, yo, you got a kid. I'm sure you got parents or people who you live with. Go. Cash out. Get your $2.5 million. Get a nice crib in Florida somewhere for $500,000 in Florida. Like, and you still have $2 million left. For $500,000 in Florida, you could buy a crib as big as the Bronx.
Without mortgage though? Or you still have mortgage?
Nah, buy it outright. You got to pay taxes, but
Right.
I wouldn't even spend. If I had that kind of bread, I wouldn't spend $500,000 on a crib in Florida because that crib would just be way too big for me. But if I was living in New York and I moved to Florida with all that money, people from New York would know me, but people down here are not gonna know who I am. So I could probably live just a regular life.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I don't see this story so weird to me in the sense that and this is why I want to follow up on the story because I feel like this kid probably wasted all. If he didn't show up today, New York wins this lawsuit against him. This is a Cinderella story gone wrong. Like, you know what I mean? Oh, I hope this kid really wins. I really do. Like,
Nah, he's probably gonna lose because it says it on the back of the scratch-off card. In claiming prize, winners must sign a claim agreeing to attend a press conference. Like, it's written. So if you want that money, you gotta do it. So it is what it is.
that sucks though, man.
I don't think he's gonna win, but he'd be dumb to not collect the money. Because then what's gonna happen is you're gonna go down as an idiot who didn't collect the money. Granted, no one's gonna know, but I'm sure he's told people about this, and I would hope that nobody in his circle is telling him not to collect the money.
I would have cashed this in a heartbeat. Well, and if I'm that worried about people coming at me, I would hire a personal security guard.
I wouldn't do all that. I would just move. I would move. If my life was in jeopardy, I'd find a way to make that money protect me. If it was that serious, I would move. Like, I feel like what he's talking about is like people are gonna be like, you know, yo, homie, remember me? Yo, you gotta hook us up, man. You gotta do it for the block, you know. And they're gonna try to go through his money and spend it. Like, yo, get the fuck out of there. Yo, it says he's got a mom. He want to buy a crib for his mom and a crib for himself.
He sounds like a nice guy, right? The article makes him sound like a nice guy.
Yeah, I'm sure
Like,
he is a nice guy. He came up on some bread. I mean, it says he just said he was at a liquor store and he was trying to buy an outfit for his birthday, and he bought the ticket and won. I mean, that's dope. That's the best birthday present ever.
And receiving the news is the best. If you're taking the shit, if I'm taking the shit and you told me I won $5 million, I'm the happiest in my like. It's a dope story, bro. Like, you're relaxing, taking the dump, see a scratch off, and you start scratching it. And he said he started scratching it from the back, meaning that he saw the zeros first.
Yeah, he took a picture of the card. What I'm gonna tell people though, my tip of the day is, since this guy won the $5 million, do not buy that ticket anymore because the top prize is gone. Do not waste your money on that ticket. The top prize is gone.
That's a good tip. That's a great tip. Because you know why? I was about to go buy that card.
Nah, I mean, I was reading something the other day about people who win the lottery, win scratch-off games, and it is luck. It is luck. No one knows what you're going to scratch off. But one of the things they say is majority of, and I think they have to by law, the state lottery sites, if you go to like NewYorkLotto.com and you go to that scratch-off game, they have to keep a record of all the prizes won. So if you're looking at like this card, it may say the odds of winning the $5 million is 1 in a billion. But when that $5 million is collected, that number is gone. That prize is won. So that prize is no longer there. So they say the strategy of people who win big is that they only play cards where the max prize is still out there. Like, there's no reason, like, if someone already won the 5 million fortune, which is this card that he won on, then there's really no reason to play that anymore. Like, you could probably still win, you know, a couple thousand, you know, $100,000. But also, if you go to the Lotto site, it may tell you, like, hey, those big prizes are already gone. So now you're just playing to win $2. You know, back in the day, doing a scratch off, and you win $2, and then you go in and buy 2 more scratch offs.
Well, yeah, that's the whole game plan. You know, if you buy a $5 scratch off and you win 10, and you say, "Give me the cash," they're surprised because they want you to buy. You know, that's the whole game. You got to beat them at their own game, though. If you win a $5 scratch off and you win 10, take the $10 and leave for the day.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, man. I mean, I wish this guy the best. I do wish that he would wisen up.
Is there any way we could follow this story, Gooch? You can't figure no way, right? Because I'm googling the shit and I can't figure it.
No, I'm sure. Yo, if this guy wants to keep shit low key, he's not gonna. You're not gonna find the rest of the story.
But I'm saying, can we look at May 23rd?
Well, it's May 24th. So I think is today the 24th? No, today's the 23rd. So the 24th is tomorrow. That is the day of the
So it was supposed to be today.
Well, the
Oh, it was
article,
the 24th.
the article says 24th. The press event is on May 24th, so that's tomorrow.
So maybe we could look May 24th. A lot of winners. You think Google will show it? They have to show a picture of the winners, no?
That's if he goes. It's not until tomorrow.
No, that's what I'm saying. Tomorrow, or Friday, we enter May 24th. A lot of winners. We could see a picture.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
We have to look into that. Another topic I wanted to bring up before we leave. Did you see the story of the New York cops that passed away upstate?
No, I haven't.
You probably don't get up there. Okay. So 2 cops passed away. 2 NYPD police officers passed away. It was so it was on Channel 12 News here, local news, also ABC, which is local New York news. They were from Long Island, but they were upstate. He had just got married. They had the reception.
I think I did see that. It was the groom, right?
Yeah, he was the groom. Yeah, he was. It was the reception. I think there was actually 3 of them in the car, and now they're looking if alcohol was involved, which I think it was. I mean, if you're in a reception, you're drinking a little bit. But the only thing is how strongly was involved. Are these guys like blasted out their minds, or did they just have a few? But I mean, even my dad said this is in bad taste to have this autopsy because they went joyriding. He got married. They went joyriding.
Why is it in bad taste to have the autopsy? You got to know what's going on.
But for who? They didn't hurt nobody but themselves.
Yeah, but I'm sure the other people, I'm sure the families involved want to know. I mean,
but that's what I'm saying. It's just going to hurt the family members. If there was alcohol,
I guess it's going to be shitty. Yeah, I guess you're right. It's going to be shitty, but
you know what I mean.
But that's what they do though. Like, they don't just say like, oh, no one got hurt, so just bury them. It's over. Like, that's kind of what they do when things like this happen. That's part of the procedure. It's procedural more than anything. It's not. They're not they're not trying to be malicious and be like, see, they were drinking, and that's why they did it. It's just procedural.
Yeah, well, no, the news is going to bring it up though. Now here's the thing though. Here's what I really feel happened. They already said that they were speeding, and there was no seatbelt. I don't know if drinking was involved. They're still doing it. I really don't. I'm pretty sure that it was though, being the fact that it was a wedding reception. And there was a picture taken of him around a table with alcohol. Do I care if there was alcohol involved? No, I do not. How much alcohol involved? If you could tell me that, if you could tell me these guys were blasted out their minds, then maybe I would care. But
I mean, it's a sad story. I feel for the bride, which the first thing that hits me is like, if you just got married, why are you not with your bride? Like, why are you joyriding? You just got married to the love of your life. You should be.
I thought about that too.
Like, why? Because like I'm looking at the article, and the bride wasn't in the car. The bride didn't die. So. But
you came to the bar. You came to the bar after your wedding. But I'm sorry, I don't mean to bring out your personal space like that, though.
No, I didn't go to the bar. I came back to the venue, and I drank a few drinks, and then I was staying in the hotel. I was staying in the hotel attached to the venue, but like I didn't like.
No. I'm saying the bar at the venue. I meant you came to the bar at the venue. But this guy,
like, why is but I was also still there with my wife. Like, I wasn't just like, all right, we just got married, so you go in the room and I'm gonna go in the car with my friends and just be chilling. Like, you just got married.
Yeah, that does sound a little weird.
Why aren't you staying with your wife? Like, you just. Like, it says he just got married. Like, it was like 3 or 4 hours before he actually just got married. So, like, why are you out?
It was. Look, I don't mean to sound defensive on their case. But I think it was a case of, like, he came to the bar in the venue. His boy was drinking. And then he goes, this is the only thing I could presume. And his boy was drinking. He goes, yo, I rented this car, the Primus. I have to take it back tomorrow morning. This shit is dope, man. Come, there have to be some kind of car fanatics. And I don't like cars like that, so I would have said no. But he was like, yo, this car is dope. Come out for a joyride with me. And he was like, all right, let's go. Can you see something like that happening?
I mean, I guess if you think it like that, like, yeah, maybe he rented this, something crazy and was like, yo.
He did rent it. It was a rental.
What was it, though?
A Primus.
A Prius?
I don't know what. A Prius.
No, you're not fucking going joyriding in a Toyota Prius.
You're not?
Not in a Toyota Prius?
I don't know about cars. I know it was a Prius, though. I'm pretty sure it was a Prius. If you're telling...
Okay, no, it was not. It was a Maserati. Okay. That's different.
Okay. So where did I get Prius from?
So, all right. So, I don't know why you said Prius. Because if he died over a Prius, I would end the episode now. I would be like, yo, this shit is over. If he died, R.I.P. to him. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to make jokes. But if you told me this guy died off a Prius, I'd be like, yo,
I'm not trying to sympathize with nobody with
No, I'm not. Like, yo, you did it to yourself, man. That car runs on fucking batteries.
I told you I don't know about cars, bro.
Nah, all right, it says he was in a it says they had a Maserati. Okay, so yeah, maybe
a Maserati you can see.
Okay, no, a Maserati. Some people aren't. Cops don't make a whole lot of money. Maybe he's a young cop. He's not making a lot of bread. So to get a chance to drive a Maserati and whip it around for a little bit, all right, cool. But I mean, I don't know. I still kind of feel like you. I don't know. I see where you're coming from, and I can see that completely. But like, you just got married, man. Like, what do you like? I'm sure his bride probably is like. But who knows? You don't know the situation. Maybe like you said, maybe he was just like, yo, let's go. They were upstate too, so it's not like down where we were in Long Island, where it's mad congested. Upstate, you got 95, and if you got a car like that, that car's got like 200 on the dashboard, man. Like, upstate, that's where you want to. You can open that up upstate. You can't really get crazy like that on the southern state because there's too many twists and turns. Up there on 95, you got a lot of those interstates that are wide open and they're just straight lanes. So maybe they want to go crazy and open it up, and they try to see how high they can get it to go on the dash. So, but not on a Prius though. Not on a Prius.
Yeah, the one with the Prius. Bro. I don't know where I got Prius from. That shit was funny. This dude said, "I would wish death upon them on the Prius."
Nah, I'm not. I'm just saying, like, yo, it's mad fucked up that we're joking, but like, yo, I couldn't see like someone be like, yo, dog, I rented this Prius, man. You gotta
I told you I'm not good with cars, bro. You know I'm not good with cars,
especially because your fucking Priuses come in like colors like tan and burgundy, like they don't even look fast.
I told you I'm not good with cars, bro. I don't know where I got Prius from, But you see what I'm saying, though, right? Like, dudes were probably at the wedding, like, yo, bro, we got married, bro. Yo, let's take this out for a spin. You know what I mean? And the worst part, but let me say, I don't know if alcohol was involved 100%, because they didn't say, they said they're looking into it.
No, I mean, hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully,
Well, they said that they were speeding and they didn't have their seatbelts on.
That's just a recipe for something bad, man. Yo, R.I.P. to them. It's sad. I mean, I feel what you're saying with the whole autopsy. It's just procedural. Like, I hope that the news doesn't turn this into a field day and try to throw dirt on the name.
That's definitely what's going to happen, bro. You see that a mile away, man. You see that a mile away, man. As soon as they say we're waiting for the alcohol, because this is people's chance to see, oh, look, they were cops too. Like, it's just,
Nah,
Bro, the world was.
it's procedural, and the information is gonna get released. It's unfortunate. I hope that their blood alcohol level wasn't reckless, but at the same time,
It might have been.
it might have been. They made bad decisions speeding. They made a bad decision not putting on their seatbelts. So those two things alone make you believe like, okay, they weren't in the right head state. They were just at a wedding, so obviously they were very excited. They were probably drinking. There's a picture with them with liquor at the table. There's so many ifs, ands, and buts, but beyond all
And then
that,
at the same time, we're thinking about
what?
a guy who just got married and his partner. Well, actually, I think there was a third guy in the car. I haven't heard much about him on the news. Second officer.
Right now, all you're hearing about is the two cops. That's all you're hearing about.
Right.
So there could have been
four
in the car, but you're hearing about two of them because they were police
officers. Right. The second officer he left behind an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old.
Nah, it's sad, man. So definitely my condolences to all the families involved. I mean, to everybody at that wedding. Everybody at that wedding just sat there and watched two people become one, and now you in less than a few hours you already broke that whole situation. So it's sad, man. And on that note, my condolences to all the families, and RIP to the two officers and the third person who was in the vehicle as well. I don't really care whatever comes out the blood alcohol test or whatever if liquor is involved. It's a sad story nonetheless. But it's procedural. It's not trying to throw dirt on their name, but I'll leave it at that.
Facts. And then, with these high school shootings too, this shit gotta come to a stop, bro. Like,
what are you gonna do, man? I mean, I'll tell you a short story real quick. So my kids, they're in VPK, so it's just pre-kindergarten, and pre-K is free, so we have them in like a private pre-K, not a public one. It's a Christian school, and we signed up to get a scholarship so they can start going to elementary school there, and we literally got our approval for them to get fully covered with their scholarship to go into the private school the day of that shooting. Like, it happened in the morning, and in the afternoon we got approved, because if we didn't get approved for the scholarship, like, we just couldn't do it. I got twins going to school at the same time. Like, I couldn't send both of them to a private school, so we got approved for a full coverage scholarship. And now I feel a little safer because of all these school shootings. Don't quote me on this, but I think only like one of them was at a private school. So,
oh, hold on. There's another topic I want to talk about real quick, if you have a chance. I just thought about this. It was a topic I wanted to bring up, but I feel you. There's a couple things I wanted to bring up. My niece from Florida, Omar's daughter, is scared to go to school because of the Parkland shooting, which is not cool at all. We were never, when we grew up, Columbine was the only thing. And that was like a one-time thing. And, now it got so out of hand, they love this attention.
Nah, I mean, the one that just happened in Texas, they were interviewing a girl, and she was like, the news reporter was like, did you ever think something like that could happen? And like she was crying, but there was like no break in her stride. She was just like, yeah, I thought it was gonna happen. Like, it's happening everywhere else. Why wouldn't it happen here? Like, that's wrong.
That's sad. That's sad.
For a kid that young to think like, I'm just waiting for my school's turn. Like, that's how I felt. Like, she's sitting there like, we gotta be on guard because we're gonna be next. At some point, our school's gonna get shot up. Now, to all the people who are gonna talk about guns and gun violence and gun laws, this school had armed security. They did training, they did drills, and it still happened. So
what's your solution then?
So miss me with all the gun laws and.
What do you mean? Argument. What do you mean? That's a good argument, bro.
I mean, we could talk about that. We could talk about that all night. I mean, I just feel like there should be some kind of I feel, me personally, there should be some kind of rules against certain type of weapons being purchased by civilians, and I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't want to get too deep into it because everybody's got their own views and whatnot. They want to use those type of guns for hunting and all that stuff. But when you have the same when you have the same item, the same gun, doing these mass shootings, like taking that gun off the market, it may not prevent mass shootings, but it'll sure make it so that maybe they're not mass shootings when you have a gun that's automatic that can just wet the whole fucking classroom in a matter of seconds versus something where maybe you gotta shoot you can only shoot one bullet at a time. This thing is just a fucking like a machine gun. Like I'm not a gun person. I've held guns, but I've never held like an AR, the gun that these guys are using to mow down these schools.
Right.
But from what I've researched, like you can take that type of gun and like you can mow down a whole area in a matter of seconds, versus like a handgun, like a Glock or something like that, where you can't take out an entire group of people in a matter of seconds. So if this type of gun wasn't readily available for people, maybe it would be on the decline of maybe school shootings wouldn't be on a decline, but the amount of kids, and I'm not gonna say people, I want to say kids, because I want to make sure that we understand that these are children who are dying. The amount of children who are getting killed at these shootings, maybe that will be less. One kid getting shot at school is too many. But when we get to like 19, 10, 11, 12, 20, 22, 30 kids being killed, like, yo, these kids are going to school to learn. These kids are going to school to learn and chill with their friends and fucking go to gym and art class. And now they got to duck bullets. Like, the world is just crazy. You have a kid too, so you know how it is. So when you see that type of shit happen,
of course, bro.
You want to answer. You want to fix. And then you see these other kids in Parkland, and you think they're making headway, and like, then you have the president who's basically saying like, we're not changing any gun laws. Like, he's basically shitting in their faces. And then to have another one happen, it's like, yo, someone's got to do something. Like, you said you want to arm teachers. You said you want to do this. You said you want to do that. Like, they had armed guards at this school. They had training. They had drills. And it still happened. So, what are you saying now? You're not saying anything. You're not even talking about it now. So, you know what I'm saying? Miss me with all the bullshit. I know people are going to feel some certain type of way about it, but shit is crazy. I'm blessed. I thank God that, we got approved for the scholarship and we can continue to send our kids to a private school. And, the school is only 3-4 minute drive from the house. So God forbid something happens, like, I'll be right there, It's not going to be like that forever, but the longer I can keep them in a private school and try to give them the best education they have while being safe, that's what I want to do.
Nah, yeah, definitely, bro. I agree with you 1,000%. That was a great. I think you should cut that off and put it on YouTube itself just to get a message out there. Of course, like when my son comes through and talks about like they don't have fire drills no more. I mean, they have fire drills, but they have an active shooter drill.
Yeah, it's crazy.
This shit is not the normal. When me and you went to school, we weren't scared of somebody coming in and shooting up the school, bro. We weren't scared because the only thing that made that shit popular was Columbine. Like, this shit, like, it's not cool. It's not cool at all. Like, I get it if you're bullied as a teenager.
I don't even get that either. Like, I don't. Like, if that's the case, then I'm not trying to take this the wrong way, but if that's the case, then you find that one person who's bullying you and you shoot that motherfucker. You don't come to the school and shoot up everybody. I swear to God, I told my mom that. I swear to God. Like, I know that's probably vile to think that, but if you're saying like,
bro,
this is bullying me, then
this might be the most un-PC conversation, but this needs to be had. Because I told my mom, I said, if you were picked on in school, why go pick on everybody else and shoot? in, well, not in the hood, but if somebody's beefing with you, right, and you feel the need to shoot them, that's not necessary. But if you want to shoot them, if you feel that crazy about it, then you handle it with that dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's what's happening is it's affecting like I know. Okay, this person is making shit hard for you. Then you handle that person like whatever. You don't have to shoot the person. You don't. It doesn't have to get that serious. Like, but if you're gonna do something wild, do it to that one person. Because what you're doing now is just shooting up everybody for no reason, and it's fucked up because you're breaking up so many lives. You're not just breaking up. You're not just ruining. You're not just letting that one kid or whatever these 10 kids die. Those 10 kids die, and that's 10 different families that are losing a kid, and essentially like a lot of these parents, they don't come back from that shit. Like I watch a lot of these. I watch Investigation Discovery, and you know, you watch the stories of them talking about these old crimes that happen, especially once a young kid. Like, yo, a lot of them they don't come back from that. I don't know if I could either.
Yeah, I mean, who knows, bro? Like, it's. But one of these stories is a news story. Alex Jones. You know who Alex Jones is, right?
No.
You never heard of Alex Jones?
Nope.
All right, so I'll break it down to him. He's a top Yahoo story. Look it up right now. Alex Jones, Sandy Hook's story, if you want to. Alex Jones has a very successful YouTube series where he's a conspiracy theorist. You remember when Sandy Hook first came out and there was that YouTube video that it didn't exist and stuff? Alex Jones supported it. And he's had a lot of people. He actually has an interesting show. And he has a lot of followers and stuff. I mean, he believes in the Illuminati and everything. Not everything he says I agree with, but he does have an interesting show. So he's getting sued by 7 Sandy Hook family victims and an FBI for defaming their character. And I just found that interesting because, tell you the truth, I didn't even know if Sandy Hook was true after I saw the conspiracy video. Like, I even wondered, there was like a lot of good conspiracies brought out. But if 7 families are suing him, I don't know, you know, like, and then the thing on top of it is you questioning little kids dying, which is a big no-no. So yeah, Alex Jones had that theory, and now he's being sued. So let's see what happens. And for those of you that follow Alex Jones, I mean, tell him I would love for him to come on this podcast and, you know, answer some questions on his own. Or not even answer questions. Just have a conversation with us. Did you see Alex Jones?
I looked it up, but I mean, I don't really have any opinion on him really. I'd have to read a little more about it, but I mean, hit him
okay,
up.
so basically, did you see that the Sandy Hook theory?
Yeah, I've seen all those things, but I mean,
No, what do you feel about them?
from what I understand, it happened. It took place. I seen the videos. I mean, but you know, anything can be a cover up. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. Not on stuff like this. I feel like I joke around a lot, but when you talk about kids getting shot, like, I would hope no one would make that up.
Yeah. Facts.
But yo, I don't really know much about that guy. I just hope that no one's making up stories about children being killed. But yo, with that being said, we getting close to the top of the hour. maybe a little over, but definitely great discussion. Always a good time to chop it up, and we hope everybody listening is enjoying the show. We want to hear more from you. Hit us up at Twitter. I'm Gooch, you're not, and JesseRican1, soon to be just JesseRican. We working on that. But yo, it is Two Broke Dads podcast episode 4, and like I said, we are two broke dads, but we are not broke, but we are definitely broke, which means we are too broke to let you hold something, so please do not ask. It is 2018 and you need to get a job. We out.
Oh no.